time we get into knots discussion, I get confused because frankly, I don't track knots. I really don't. I don't even have like a mental compass for it. I
That's,
just feel like I'm just doing one process.
that's why it
So like,
works.
oh, well, that's what I was going to ask you. Is there any real value to it, or is it just for the purposes of theory?
It's purpose of theory to give you a metaphor as to what's going on unconsciously, but it's good to know that that's what you're doing indirectly. Otherwise, it's just talking.
But I mean, like whether it's one collapse into two or three separate or three that are staggered or what, I mean, like, it doesn't make a difference?
No, they'll all fall down eventually. These are all just metaphors to explain what's going on in the mind, the collapsing, the knots and all that. The whole purpose of that is to understand the reason a client is caught in their problem because their thinking is knotted up. So
Yeah.
we're using ACH to untie that knot. But when you realize that all I have to do is remain curious and those knots will untie themselves indirectly, that also detaches you, which is a good thing, away from trying to solve the problem. You know how I always say, I don't care about what happens in the session? That's what I'm talking about. When you completely detach from anything except being curious, that's that masterful level you guys have all dipped your toe into. That's Ivan. Every now and then you have that aha moment, masterful level therapy client. And then you go back in, you try and analyze it and you fuck it all up, because I did it too. Let it happen. Don't try and be too overly present. Your job is just to get curious. Okay, so you're doing well, Maya. You're sort of a couple of steps ahead.
Oh, thanks. I'll take that.
Yeah, take it. Does that make sense? So 2 knots at the same time, regardless whether it's at the start, it's at the finish. For trainers training, you're going to get this in your training as well. People are going to ask you a number of questions all at once, one bite at a time. Just cover one thing at a time.